Welcome to King Arthur Legends Rise. We're going to talk about all the things to get us excited for the game coming out in the next few days. This is early access, open beta, and it will not wipe. We're going to talk about how to play the game if you're not in the selected region, how free-to-play friendly is the game. We have a lot of map locations, so we're going to talk about those map locations because the world is vast. You go around, you collect a lot of rewards. You're going to need to know where those are at. We're going to talk about tier lists because the tier list in this game is going to be gigantic. How to farm skill books in this game, which is a huge positive thing. We're going to talk about guilds, PvP, and how to reroll. Come and join our Discord down below. You're going to love talking to all these people that have played the game through the previous betas. We have tons of chats in there with general chat. We have tier lists. We have vigor information, guilds. We're going to be opening lots of guilds in a few days from now. So you're going to want to get involved with our guilds. It just makes the game so much more enjoyable if you can talk to all of us every day. Let's kick it off with how to play the game if you are not in the selected regions. I'm not in the select regions. I live in Japan, so just like previous beta, we have to find a way to play it. Once we have access to that APK, once it's available, we'll grab it. I'll put it up on my Google Drive, download it, and I'll show you how to install it on an emulator to get it to work. It wasn't the easiest thing to do last time, but we will get it to work because I need to be able to play the game. How free-to-play friendly is the game? And this game is amazing as free-to-play because you get guaranteed epic heroes from going through story mode, guaranteed legendary heroes, also guaranteed legendary heroes from achievements, and they give you a guaranteed legendary hero as you're going through the story. And it's really easy to reroll, which we'll talk about rerolls in just a minute. So the game is very, very free-to-play friendly. We couldn't spend in the last beta. It was actually very difficult. If you were out of the region, it wouldn't let you spend. So we had to play it free-to-play, and it was really good. I had a lot of legendaries, and again, to reroll, which we'll talk about in a minute, really simple. Map locations in the game. There's tons of rewards for doing exploration. So you go through the story mode, but while you're going through each of the different stages, you need to collect these items. Once you collect these items, you get all these rewards down here, which are a lot of crystals to do summons with if you want to, a lot of summons, and then also those epic and legendary boxes that I talked about previously. I forgot to mention though, in this game, there aren't any epics. It goes legendary, rare, uncommon, common. So when you pull the sword, when you're doing summons and you pull it up and you see this glowing effect going on, that's essentially an epic. And I talked to them about this. They said they might change it. I don't know if it's going to be changed when we play the game. I hope it is because a lot of people start to summon and they're like, where are my epics at? But in actuality, you're getting an epic. It just goes legendary, rare, uncommon, and common. So those rares are the epics. They are very, very good. And you'll be able to see that on my tier list. Oh, we get to farm books in this game. Skill books you can actually farm in this game. A lot of turn-based gacha games don't have that. You have to buy skill books or get them from events. And it's not saying that it's really easy to get skill books in this game. It can be at in-game, but you have these dungeons open up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then on the weekend, I think you can run pretty much all of them. You have a select number of times you can run them, but they're done by faction. And I don't know how they break up the factions. I can't remember right now, but depending on what hero it is, something like Arthur, on Monday, you can use this group of people, and on Tuesday, this group of people, which is actually really cool because then you're leveling up more heroes than you normally would level up. It's great to do in games like this because you just don't want those core group of heroes that you play all the time. You want to be forced to level up other heroes, and then you might realize they're great and then use them in something like Expedition in our guild because we need more heroes in there. So it's a really good thing to have, and we can farm skill books, which is amazing. Speaking of guilds, we have a lot of guild activities, and there's a special thing in there called Expedition, where we use I think 8 heroes, but then you can have multiple groups of 8 heroes, and you go through there, you collect nodes, you get resources, you fight a boss at the end. I think it was every 3 days that we do that. A lot of fun. A lot of fun, and we use a lot of different heroes, and you have buffs in there, so it's a little different compared to what you would normally face going through a turn-based gacha game, and that's just another part of the game to do to get us some more great rewards. A lot of cool guild events, and eventually we're probably going to have something like guild PvP. And with PvP, of course, we have an arena. There is PvP in this game, and as always, you want to push story mode as quickly as possible. Going through story mode will unlock everything in our castle. So you just have to go through story mode and just do the main story. That's what I do. If you want to do the side quests as you're going through there, you can. I like to push through story mode as quickly as possible so I can unlock everything in my castle, including the arena, something like the forge and the market, so that I can start using it and take advantage of having the market available, the fountain available to give me experience, and all the dungeons. You have to go through story mode, so just keep pushing that story mode. It's actually pretty easy to do. It's a great story if you want to listen to it. If you don't want to, it's great because we can also hit skip. It's not like Honkai Star Rail where you have to like read everything and you're like, come on. This, you hit skip, all the text goes away and you just skip it. You go into the battle, or you just keep going forward and you take whatever you needed to drop off here and there. It's good. Let's finish this up with re-rolling in the game. And if you didn't know, the game's going to come out in the next few days from now, and we're going to be playing it. I've got lots of videos lined up, lots of information for you. So make sure you subscribe to this channel and stay tuned for all of it. And please do come and join us in Discord. It's going to be down below. Re-rolling in this game takes about 25 minutes. You're going to start off as Arthur. You're going to run through. You're going to get your sword. You're going to do this pact with Caliburn, which is this huge, awesome dragon. And then once you get to the castle, you just need to do a few other things, and I'll do it in like a 3-minute video. After about 25 minutes, you get like 15 summons. It's a good amount of summons, like a really good amount of summon to re-roll for to get a sweet legendary hero and then start your journey with the game. So my plan is to start my game and just keep playing whatever, like my first account. Play that account and just keep playing it. So I just keep pushing through the story and see what I get, because we do get a lot of free epics and legendaries in the game, and we get a lot of summons. So even if I don't get something right away, I want to be able to play a game and progress in that game while I'm re-rolling for something sweet. And with the tier list stuff, here is me doing an updated tier list along with my older tier list with all the information we had in here. So we'll be updating this and try to help us out. Come over and help us out, because this new tier list is going to be very in-depth. Each hero has 3 different affinities, like I talked about earlier, with their weapons, and it's really different than other games. All heroes, when they're summoned, they come to us with a specific affinity. So if I pull Claudus, which is a legendary, she always comes as fire. But then later on, we're going to get pieces of relics of her weapon to be able to turn her into frost and to be able to turn her into storm, I believe is what they call this one, like a wind looking one. And it's really different to what their abilities are. Even look at something like this uncommon. I was checking out Hector yesterday, and I couldn't believe what he could do with the wind relic, the wind weapon. I was looking over these abilities because, like, its basic ability, they give you this guy to start the game with Arthur and with Kay. And he only does a shield on one ally. And then over here, he can put up chill, which is a damage over time, but not a huge percentage to do it. And only 2 hits, 2 chances to do that. But then you go over here and you look at his wind weapon. And keep in mind, this isn't uncommon. This isn't an epic or a legendary. This guy on his skill 3 does massive shields to all allies for 3 turns. That's completely booked out. 35% shield. And then he does damage over time at a 50% chance. Completely booked out. 3 hits and a 50% chance to put up a bleed for 1 turn. So it's wild because he's like a mix of what Kay can do, and she's an epic. And then he's a mix of what Guinevere can do, and she's a legendary. I don't know if this guy's going to have the same abilities once the open beta comes out, the early access that we're going to play, because I know they did change a lot of heroes. I haven't played that build yet. I can't wait to get into it in a few days from now. But I never really looked at Hector and was like, man, I can't wait to get Hector's other weapons. But now that I see this, if he's built like this, when we go into the new one, this guy's going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts once we unlock his wind affinity weapon. At any time, you can switch between any of these affinities. So it's going to be good, guys. I hope you're all excited to play this game. I cannot wait. Please let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Come join us on Discord. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you all in a video soon.